again for our final session for this round. Lower better than Zoom land. And we've come a long way. We've 3 weeks into the month of Elul, winding down the month of Rachamim. And now we're kicking up another notch. We talked a lot about the preparation needed to have the ultimate relationship with Hashem, to be in a state of complete unity and oneness with the Creator. And we learned that there are certain things that prevent us from being in that state of unity and oneness. And we also learned the path to be able to restore that connection, which, contrary to popular belief, is actually easier than we think. But in order to effectively make this connection, it involves accessing a part of us that maybe sometimes is not so utilized. As I say this to a room full of women, I don't know, but I'm referring to the heart and the emotions. And through the awakening of a Jew's genuine and authentic desire to come closer to Hashem, that feeling that we said consisted of very specific feelings. What were those feelings that we referred to? These are the master keys. Feeling number one was merirus, bitterness. And the feeling of rachamim, compassion, mercy. Those two feelings, if we were able to feel those feelings, not just for the state that I'm in, not because of what I've done, but because what I have caused to happen in all of the world, then those two feelings, they activate the infinite unconditional love of Hashem, called the Yud Gimel Midos HaRachamim, 13 attributes of divine mercy, which is able to heal all wounds and to be able to restore the unity and the connection that every single one of us has with the Creator. However, once that connection has been restored through what is called doing tshuva, tata'ah, lower tshuva, we're back. We've returned. Tshuva literally means to shuv, hey. As the Zohar says, to return the hey. Who's the hey? We're returning the Shekhinah. We're returning the divine presence. It's as if we are liberating God himself from Galus. And once we have returned the Shekhinah back into that state of Kedusha, into the world of Atzilus, then we proceed to take that connection infinitely deeper and develop an infinitely more closeness with Hashem than ever before. This is what the Zohar calls tshuva yila'ah, higher tshuva. We said that there are 4 letters of God's name. There's the Yud, the Hey, the Vav, and the Hey. The Yud represents the essential essence of godliness. Every one of our souls has a literal piece, a spark of the Creator. That Yud then flows into a Hey. A Hey represents the mind, our capacity to understand logically, rationally, to be able to know things at the cognitive level, the intellectual level. And then there's the Vav. The Vav represents the emotional aspects that we have. And then we have the final Hey. The Hey is the actions. Or as the Balatani says, the garments of the soul, which are the thoughts that we think, the things that we say, and the actions that we do. When we talk about doing tshuva, when the world talks about doing tshuva, we're talking about that lower hay because of our actions, because of the things that we have thought, the things we have said, and the actions that we have done cause that lower hay to descend into the realms of the klipa, to the sitra achra, to give them life and energy and peace. And when we understand that the power of the darkness in the world is so strong because of the things that I thought and because of the things that I said and because of the things that I did, that bitterness and awakening compassion, saying, Ribono Shel Olam, please have mercy on the Shekhinah, on the divine soul within me and the divine Shekhinah in the world. We elevate the Shekhinah, we elevate that lower hay back up to its place. That's called returning the hay. That's called lower tshuva. However, after we're done doing lower tshuva, we've returned the hay, we can now begin to do higher tshuva. What's higher tshuva? Tshuva ila'ah is not now working with the lower hay, but it is working with the higher hay. The higher hay of Hashem's name, the first hay of Hashem's name, tshuva ila'ah, is not about asking forgiveness for the things that I've done. The lower hay, tshuva of the lower hay is, I am taking responsibility and accountability for the things that I know I should not have done, but I did them because of my nefesh ba'amis, because of the ruach shtus, whatever you want to call it. But I'm asking Hashem, please forgive me because I have done things that I know I should not have done. But when we're talking about tshuva ila'ah, when we're talking about now working with the upper hay of God's name, what does it mean to return the upper hay of Hashem's name? There, we're not asking for forgiveness for things that we have done. Now we are now focusing on doing the things that we know we can do. And the Kabbalists and the Hasidic masters say that you can use your mind, you can use your mouth, you can use your body, the power of your thoughts, you can use the power of your verbalizations, what you think, what you say, and what you do. You can use those to be able to connect to God in the deepest and most intimate way that is possible, not just in this world, but in any world. To have the ultimate relationship with Hashem.